Hi everyone. In this class, we are just going to have the continuation of last class. In last class, we had a basic introduction of what is heart lung machine and what are the basic components which is being involved in heart lung machine, right? So, followed this, today we are going to have a discussion on operating principles of heart lung machine. So, how does it works? What is the mechanism? What is the step-by-step procedure is being carried out in order to have proper functionality of heart lung machine, right? The first one is the venous blood drainage. So the venous blood drainage is nothing but the blood is diverted from the right atrium, or we can say the vena cava. That you have inferior vena cava and superior vena cava. That is the part through which all the deoxygenated blood from all other parts of the body is being collected, right? So from the vena cava only it will goes into right atrium, then right atrium to right ventricle, then through the pulmonary artery it goes into lungs for purification. This is the natural pathway through which the deoxygenated bloods reach into the lungs. The same pathway here we are going to replicate, because that venous blood is going to collect and we will save it in the reservoir. In last class I told you, right, the additional part we have the reservoir. So in the reservoir we are going to collect this deoxygenated blood through this to collect this deoxygenated blood. We are going to use the cannula that is being attached with the inferior vena cava or superior vena cava, or we can attach the right atrium, through which all the deoxygenated blood is being collected and stored in the reservoir for further processing in the heart lung machine. That is the first step. Second step is the oxygenation. So then once it's being collected, then we move on this blood into oxygenator. So in oxygenator, we will have the process called oxygenation, because in the oxygenator we have so many layers. So that is being surrounded by capillary tubes in some case, or in some sort of oxygenator we will be having a capillary tube, I mean hollow fibers. So many setups will be there, so through which the oxygen diffusion process will be take place. Because in oxygenator, in one way the pure oxygen, that is a medical air, will be flow through it through inside the oxygenator. In another way we will be passing over the blood. Okay, so through the oxygen division principle or process, the from higher concentration to the lower concentration, the oxygen will move, because we have a higher concentration of oxygen in the gas flow, and we have lower concentration of oxygen in the blood, because it is a deoxygenated blood. Through the diffusion process, the oxygen from the higher concentration, that is the blood gas, into the blood will move on, and again from CO2 concentration, since it is low in the blood, it will move on from the blood into the medical gas flow. So in this way, or in this diffusion process, because of the pressure difference gradient or the concentration different gradient, the blood will get oxygenated and CO2 will get move out from the blood. So the whole process is called what? Oxygenation, that is a gas exchange process. The next step is the blood pumping. So this will take over the functionality of the heart. So in this, the oxygenated blood, once whatever the blood is coming out from the oxygenator, it is an oxygenated blood. It is enriched with oxygen and CO2 is being removed during the process. That blood is going to be returned into the body through the blood pumping mechanism. Okay, so we have the pump components in the heart lung machine, right? That pump is going to pump out this oxygenated blood into the aorta, again through the cannula which is attached to the aorta in the natural heart. So once it is being attached, the whatever the oxygenated blood is being collected at the end of oxygenated, it will pump with the help of pump components, and it will travel all the way through the tubing and through the cannula, and then it will reach the aorta. From the aorta it will being circulated all over throughout the bodies. That is called systematic circulation. That is the third mechanism. And in addition, we have to maintain the body temperature. That is the temperature and filtration mechanism is there. And in temperature setup, it will ensure the it has the capillary tubes of water flow, that is a cold water flow. So when we have tubing over this capillary tube, the heat conduction will be take place, the heat exchanges will be take place, so that the temperature, what are the temperature we needed to be maintained, whether 30 or 31 or in core temperature, that temperature will be adjustable based on the cold water and the hot water which is being flow over the blood tubing. Okay, so through the air conduction mechanism, I mean what heat conduction mechanism, the temperature of the blood will be get adjust according to what we need, and then once we achieve the targeted temperature, we will send back to the body. And also we have the filtration, that is the bubble filtration, because the bubbles is something, it leads to the very potential risk. It may end up with some clot, or even it may end up with cardiac arrest, or it will stop the flowing of blood. So in order to avoid this, we have a trapping mechanism where if in case if there is any bubbles, it will get uh, removed, or it will prevent all sort of embolism. Yes, so this is the natural hot lung machine. This how the machine looks in the. I mean, you can see this sort of machine in the hospital setup. So we have four chambers, right? So one is oxygen. I mean, we have two setups. Each setups we have a clear labeling. So the reservoir is nothing but, as I said, you know, through which we have. In this reservoir, actually the blood, that is a deoxygenated blood from the body is being collected, and we have next to that we have the oxygenator here, this one. So this is the compartment where the oxygenation process will be take place. Okay, and then we have a atrial pump and a cardioplegia pump. So atrial pump is nothing but this is the pump, it's going to pump out all the oxygenated blood back to the heart. And then we have a cardioplegia pump. So this is the solution, it's going to stop the heart. If in order to perform the cardiac surgery, because when the heart is alive or its working function, we can't do perform any surgery, right? So because of that, we are using cardioplegia pump. So this pump will have one solution, that is a potassium rich solution, we call as cardioplegic. So this solution will be sent to the heart in order to make the heart to be stop. Okay, then we have the vent. This will ensure if there is any excess fluid or any air trap is, I mean air bubbles are there, everything will be removed. And sucker also will remove the excess fluid where, like blood or any blood spillage or the hair or excess fluids are there, everything will be removed with the help of this sucker. And we have other parameters, that is the monitors, that is time, pressure, and so on and so on. So these monitor will ensure all the sort of limits and parameters which is being displayed in the monitors. Okay, it will this is the whole hot lung machine components. Thank you.